Water issues are in the spotlight across the globe at the moment, and in South Africa, where many are sounding the alarm on the maintenance of water infrastructure following sewage spills into the Vaal and other incidents across the country. Well, now a Daily Maverick journalist has written that the Department of Water and Sanitation spent 36 million rand on investigations and then covered up the findings. The online publication has dubbed leaks from the department as Watergate. To discuss, we're joined by the Daily Maverick journalist Angus Begg. Mr. Begg, thank you for being with us. So you uncovered these investigations. Am I right to understand that 36 million rand was spent on finding out what is wrong in the Water and Sanitation Department? Some could be charged for criminality, but not much has been done with those investigations.
But just a correction there, Francis, and thank you for having me. Just two slight corrections. I'm a contributor to Daily Maverick, and on the other side, I did not say they covered it up. So, you know, those are all, there's terminology is quite important there. What basically we proved is that 36 million rand was spent over about 2 years on deep and detailed investigation into wrongdoings at the department. And when I talk about wrongdoings, we're talking wrongdoings to the tune of 31 billion rand. Now, the billions are becoming, the numbers are getting, but I suppose they sound a bit ridiculous these days. But basically, there were 65 people. 65 top brass director general. The level went from deputy director generals. There are 5 of them in the department, and up to ministerial level, really, because this investigation was commissioned by previous Minister Lewe Sisulu, and what happened to it is. It's the minister and the director general had said to me, well, they'd like to see these reports, these investigations, but I don't understand that because they commissioned them.
All right, so what time period did the investigations cover, and are you able to give us examples of wrongdoing that was uncovered?
Well, if you're referring to, I don't know if you're obviously, I suppose, referring to the article that I wrote, but the period was pretty much 2019 to 2021. And when we talk about what's the sort of examples that were, the people that were mentioned, you see, it's legally you've always got to be a bit careful, but these were investigations, so. And these are civil servants we're talking about. The names were a few of our, deputy director generals. Yeah. Some are still in office, and others retired. One retired, and another one left before the investigations were finished. So you had DDG of corporate services. You had the DDG for planning and information. And when I tried to find out, so-and-so retired, because it wasn't easy to find out. And when I did ask, and I pushed, and I finally told, I gave a few names of the 65, just gave 5 names. And I wasn't given details. I said, well, so if somebody left, what was his severance package? And did he get a pension? When you're talking billions, and the person left without the investigation having been finished, it is a whiff of something not quite right there.
Yeah.
It's almost like I've done a story on I think it's Mamani down in Knysna. There was he was the CFO, if I remember correctly, at Knysna. Town council, and he left before his investigation into wrongdoing was held over there. And it seems that these people, if we don't know if they're guilty or not, but I'll leave that up to yourself to think about. But if the investigation's not finished, well, why didn't you let it finish? And then the people who go and hire them, because this Memani character was hired again by Betu Council, despite knowing that. Anyway, yeah.
So what is the current minister, Senzo Unu, basically saying? Because you're saying this was a report, and these investigations were commissioned by Lindiwe Sisulu. She left. I guess if investigations are just dropped after a minister leaves, that becomes a colossal waste of money. And we do see a turnover of ministers in this country.
Yeah. And just think about all these names, acting DDGs. Everyone's acting. So in one way, it doesn't allow continuity, it doesn't give stability to the person in the post. And in another way, it almost gives license to come in and it allows for wrongdoing. But it was a very good question you put, because Mr. Mchunu had said, listen, it ended. It was a commission. It was the equivalent of an advisory committee that Minister Sisulu had implemented, and it ended with her term of office. That's not quite right, because just finish it, because it didn't have to, because he had all this investigation, and it is thorough, and the allegations are supported by detailed communications. We're talking 10 years of communications, but in the Department of Water and Sanitation. So if you're coming in as a minister, why don't you just pursue it? Because the work's been done.
And like you say, people are still in that department who should be charged or investigated at the very least. Do you know if Lindiwe Sisulu, when she was minister, did anything with the report?
I tried to get comment from her.
Yeah.
I tried to get comment from her, and a spokesman just said she's now the Minister of Tourism, and if you want to ask about tourism, you can do that.
Can the SIU, is it on the case, can the SIU get to the bottom of what's happening?
Well, Director General Phillips, Sean Phillips did, he says, look, they're investigating some of the people mentioned. I think one of them was DDG Makatini. But the bottom line is this SIU can only investigate the information that they're given, and no one. So what have they been given, and why was it so? Why, if you're going to show bona fides and good faith in investigating corruption in your own department, why not use the investigation you spent 36 million on to uncover the dirt?
All right, raising a lot of questions around the Water and Sanitation Department. Thank you very much. That was Daily Maverick journalist Angus Begg.